We are noticing a trend here, and it's actually worrying, and we can't continue to ignore it. Yes, we've been saying this for years. Stick with your own people. Stick with your own people. Are our men perfect? No. We all have hangups and stuff that we need to work on, yes. But this trend, this has been going on for years.
The only thing that's going to change my mind is camera surveillance. This is a very, very high-end villa hotel. There's got to be cameras around.
Joe McCann thought he had the perfect plan to get away with the death of Ashlee Jenae, but that plan just blew up in his face. Thanks to local whistleblowers revealing what truly went down in Zanzibar, the details are so shocking, you'll be asking why this man isn't behind bars already. People have noticed something off from the start. The second Ashlee's passing was made public, Joe already had a lawyer on speed dial. And his silence since then? Deafening. But now it's coming to light that from where he was standing to the exact timeline of her death, Joe may have been pulling strings the whole time. Let's break it all down.
Stand none of the romantic choices. But if that's your homegirl and you love her and they vouch for that person, Ashlee and homeboy was at my birthday dinner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were at my birthday dinner. And I invited Ashlee the last 2 years to my birthday dinner. So this year I made it a point to get on the phone. Like, yo, this is the year. What's up? You gonna make it? And she was on some shit like, yeah, just gotta check with my man. And I know we gotta drop off the stepkids and we gotta pick them up from school and they on spring break and and I'm on the phone like, you're for real?
Picture this. You go on a dream vacation. You get the proposal of a lifetime. And you think you're about to start a beautiful new chapter, only to never come home. Ashlee traveled to Zanzibar, Tanzania to celebrate her 31st birthday in paradise, but she never made it back to the people who loved her. Local authorities originally labeled it a homicide. Their story was that her fiancé, Joe McCann, discovered her body and alerted officials, who then found her inside a closet with a belt wrapped around her neck. She was rushed to the hospital but died the next day. Here's the crazy part. Even with those circumstances, police initially let Joe walk free, saying nothing pointed to his involvement. But fast forward to now, the U.S. Embassy stepped in. Joe's passport has been seized, and he's being held for questioning. Why? Because new details are surfacing that completely contradict the original version of events. And I want you to pay close attention to Joe's behavior. For a man whose fiancé just died, he's acting like nothing significant happened at all. Hotel staff told insiders that Joe waited 11 full hours after finding Ashlee before alerting anyone. Not the hotel, not her family. If that wasn't suspicious enough, the moment police started asking questions, Joe immediately clammed up and called a lawyer. Not, let's figure out what happened, just straight to legal defense. And here's what's even wilder. To this day, Joe hasn't uttered a single public word about any of it. Now, you might think, maybe he's grieving in private. But Ashlee's own family has called him out for being completely MIA. He never reached out to them, never answered their calls, not until they flew all the way to Tanzania. Her family still has no clear idea of what actually went down.
U.S. Embassy got involved. Joe's passport has been seized and he has been held.
Ashlee's mother said she never imagined that less than a week later, her daughter would be gone. On April 8th, Ashlee called her mom to say she and Joe had gotten into a huge argument and had been moved to separate rooms. The very next day, her mom got another call, this time from Joe himself.
She was starting the next chapter of her life. She called us and FaceTimed us to share with us her.
Just hours after that call, the luxury resort where the couple was staying rang her family to say Ashlee had passed away. And based on everything coming out now, Joe's silence might be hiding more than just grief. It might be hiding his own role in what happened. According to the director of criminal investigations, a detailed timeline exists. Joe and Ashlee checked into Zuri Hotel, Villa 25, with a planned departure date of April 10th, 2026. Then came a massive fight. It was so intense that a guest in Villa 26 overheard it and asked hotel staff to intervene and separate them. Joe was moved to Villa 65, about an 8 to 10 minute walk from Ashlee's room. But here's the big question. What were they even fighting about that badly? Money? Did Ashlee discover Joe was already married? Did Joe lose it because Ashlee was talking to other men? What was really going on? And according to an insider, this trip was far darker than anyone imagined. Apparently, from the moment they landed in Zanzibar, they were at each other's throats nonstop. When they first arrived at the villa, Ashlee had no idea that Joe had been to Zanzibar many times before. In fact, he was such a regular visitor that different hotels and their staffs knew him by name.
Ashlee did something to herself and that she was being taken to the hospital. I said, what happened when? And he told me it had been 11 hours prior.
Hours later, the luxury resort the couple was staying at called saying that Ashlee passed away.
And then Joe started stepping out on Ashlee, right in front of her, without even trying to hide it. He went out nearly every night and came back to Ashlee screaming at him. But here's the twist. When Ashlee stopped caring and let other men flirt with her, oh, that set Joe off. Suddenly, he was deeply offended, and that led to even uglier fights between them. On the day she died, an insider revealed that Ashlee had apparently caught Joe with yet another woman. Except this time, he didn't go somewhere else to do it. Ashlee found him hooking up with either a local woman or a hotel employee, and she completely lost it. And here's a dark thought. What if Joe deliberately planned for Ashlee to catch him, as payback for her flirting with other guys? The fight escalated fast, until they couldn't even be in the same room anymore. Not long after, Ashlee was found dead. Now, reports have been all over the place. Some say Joe found her. Others say a hotel staff member did. According to one version, an attendant was making his rounds and stopped by Villa 25, where Ashlee was staying. She asked for a phone charger, he handed over his own, and continued to Villas 24 and 26. Before he left, she told him to come back in about 10 minutes. The attendant returned roughly 20 minutes later. He knocked, no answer. All the lights were off, so he used his emergency key to enter. And that's when he found Ashlee hanging from an internal wardrobe rod, using a gray bathrobe belt. The report says she was still alive, but in critical condition. He raised the alarm instantly, and she was rushed to the nearest hospital. After initial treatment, she was transferred to another facility, but she passed away the next day. Ashlee was reportedly still wearing her engagement ring when she was found. And if insider information is accurate, local police are still holding on to CCTV footage that could place Joe McCann right at the scene. You might wonder why they'd protect him in the first place. Simple. Joe already had deep, long-standing connections there. Tanzania is currently on the US ban list, and because of his ties in the country, plus the hotel's desire to protect its reputation, Joe apparently thought he could do whatever he wanted and walk away clean. The ironic part? Ashlee's story would have been buried completely if it hadn't caught everyone's attention the way it did.
And he is well known by hotels, staff, and the people. So he has frequented Zanzibar. And my source said they were arguing about him cheating on her. He would leave the villa to go to other women at night.
And the internet is not letting this case fade away until it's fully investigated and real action is taken. Let's be clear, Ashlee is not on trial for her past. That doesn't matter, and it doesn't erase the fact that she was killed, most likely at this man's hands. Let's not lose the plot or miss the point. But now I want to hear from you. What do you think about all of this? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, baddies.